Welcome to the AllanBerryReports.com relaunch. Um, I know that there's a lot of in the resource stock markets. It's been very brutal lately. There's fear running rampant. But I think a good question to ask is it time to start getting greedy? I'm seeing a lot of very similar things happen now that I saw happen in 2000 and before then, and which was the precursor for 2001 when the greatest bull market for commodities ever started. And that's the reason that I think it is time to start getting more greedy than fearful. Now, I understand clearly the problems. There's an old saying for contrarians: you have to be a contrarian and you have to get out there and buy, even when there's blood all over the streets, even if it's your own blood. And I understand the problems that investors are facing. It's hard to find quality stocks out there. I also understand the problems that the companies are facing. They're having a hard time finding quality investors, not these sort of investors that are just going to be there for a short period of time. Maybe their stock moves a couple pennies and they're out for a slight little gain. What investors need, or what companies need now, are investors that are there for the long haul, that see the value and are going to be there as the company tries to turn around and the industry tries to turn around. Those are reasons that with the markets in such tough shape, those are some of the reasons that I think it's a good time to be a contrarian. Just like in post 2001, the biggest winners, the investors that made the most money, were those that were contrarian, that were able to find value and get in there and buy even when the market was brutal and it didn't look like there was any end to the downward slide. And whenever you see a market that has such poor sentiment like the resource stocks do now, they're totally trading out of reality with what's happening with the commodities that these companies are involved with. If you look at the price of gold, for example, gold is trading at a price right now somewhere around 1,400 per ounce. But if you look at the gold companies, you can find gold companies that, if you look at how much gold that they have on a per share basis, they're trading for like a few dollars per ounce of gold in the ground, relative to the when the market was really strong, they were trading at $150 per ounce in the ground. So there's been a very big contraction in price there, and I think it's totally out of whack with reality. And also, these problems are going to cause are going to be the foundation of what moves the market up aggressively in the future. I'm seeing the same kind of weakness in the supply chains now, where there's not enough new discoveries, there's not enough new projects that are being put into or are moving towards being put into production, and this is going to keep the supply chain of many commodities weak for a long period of time. And when I say a long period of time, I'm talking 5, 10, 15 years out, that the supply chain is that weakened right now. So I decided that I've been spending a lot of time recently as the editor-in-chief at the stockvine.com. That's still where I'm going to be doing a lot of writing in the future. But I wanted to sort of relaunch and reopen the AllanBerryReports.com. I never closed it down while I've been, but from November of 2012 until now, I haven't been putting up any new stuff, and I'm planning on changing that. I want the Allan Berry Reports to be a hub, or a resource for investors that are serious, are trying to find good quality companies. I also want it to be, recently I've started to rebuild my consulting business. In my career since 1993, I've had really two things that I've done in the industry. I've been a newsletter writer since 2005 and doing reports online using various different technology tools to broadcast my reports. And I also had a consulting business that I started back in 1993. I'm seeing that there's a lot of companies out there that can utilize my skills in consulting. I've been able to learn a lot in the last few years about, since 2005, about email marketing, about branding, about using various different tools like video to get companies' stories across to the investing community, and strategic planning. I've done a lot of that over the years, and I really want the Allan Berry reports to be the hub for both of those activities. I want to have it a source for investors to come and find good companies, and I also want it to be where the companies that I'm working as a consultant, and those are the ones that you'll see on my website over in the banner section. I want them to be able to find those good investors that have been following me for a lot of years in the work that I do. I know how hard it is for the average investor out there. Look, I do a lot of work. I look through an enormous amount of news releases every day. I look through various different websites to see what's going on in the sector. I do a lot of my own research and my own writing, and I can help, and I have been helping investors since 2005. I formerly picked about 50 companies, and of those 50 companies, last time I counted, about 20 of them have either were taken over by bigger companies or have advanced from junior explorers into producers. That is a very high success rate that I don't know any peers of mine that have been able to do that. And that's what the difference is for what I do at the Allan Berry Reports in helping investors find that quality. And I know, as I said, I also know how hard it is for companies. There is so much noise out there with these, a plethora of zombie companies that have no projects, have no money, or the companies that are going dormant. They may have good projects and no money, or they may have some money and not much projects, or they may have good projects and money, but they're deciding to do less exploration. They're deciding to do less in the way of promoting their company. I really think that that's not a very good service to their shareholders. So the zombies and the dormant companies are not the kind that I'm looking to get involved with. I'm only looking to offer my services, and I don't care how small a company is. If they've got leaders that want to lead a company, who have vision and can see where things are going based on reality, those are the kind of companies that I want to get involved with. Those are the kind of companies that I'm going to help them with their digital marketing. They're using email and their websites and video more effectively. I'm going to be helping them out with their branding and their strategy. And the people that come to the AllanBerryReports.com are going to learn about those companies, because I'm going to be doing interviews with those companies. Whether I'm looking for a stock that I want to recommend, because I think it will outperform, or a company to offer my consulting services to, I'm looking for the same thing. I'm only interested in those companies that have leadership, that have vision of what's going on in the future, have quality projects, and are trying to do their job that they're hired by their shareholders to do, which is to put holes in the ground, try to advance their projects, and try to get their story out there to a broader audience. Those are the kind of companies that I think, when the market turns around, and I don't think it's that far away from turning around, when it does turn around, I think that those are the companies that will lead the charge, and those are the companies that I want to be involved with. So I wanted to put this video together for the relaunch of www.allanberryreports, that's ALLANBARRYREPORTS.com. Actually, you can see it right below me in that lower third there beside my name. Some of the things that we'll be doing in the future, I've got a bunch of shows planned. I'm going to be doing interviews with companies that I'm doing consulting with. I'm going to be doing roundtables where I'm going to try and get some people that are involved in the industry to come and give you their opinions of what they're seeing happening in the industry. I'm also going to be doing my commentary on sector trends that I'm seeing happening. The best way to keep up on everything that I'm doing is to be on my email list. If you're not already on the email list, just look up at the top left corner of the website, and it's free for updates. And that's the best way to keep track of everything that I'm doing. I also ask those that use my website, help me out by helping promote the website. Always need more traffic. I really think that the fear is overpowering the market, and it's time to get greedier. It's time to be looking for those companies that are positioned to be leaders when the market turns around. And the AllanberryReports.com is going to be here to help you find good companies and help investors and good companies find each other. On that note, I'm going to close the show. I'm Allan Berry Labucan. Have a great day.